I still forget to bring these over so I have a good thumbnail, but whatever. Anywho, hi readers, welcome back to my channel, Lila Wanders and Reads, Lee here, and welcome to what I am trying to do on Tuesdays, which is like a themed, not necessarily book haul, or although it can be, but a themed talk on books. And I had something completely different planned for today, May the 6th. I think that's right. Let's check the calendar because I'm recording this on the weekend. Yes, Tuesday, May the 6th. But I've got another idea. I felt it was too close to some stuff I did in April, and I've got another idea on how I want to go about that, and we'll see if it works out. Anywho, so May is Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in the U.S. The administration tried to do away with it, but people are going to do what they're going to do, and we're going to honor what we're going to honor. So, I've got a collection of books that I haven't read any of them, but I do plan to get to some of them soon. I know I say this a lot. The first one is actually by a Canadian author, and I'm sorry, it's been cloudy all day and the sun just decided to shine. Maybe because I'm here talking to you. Anywho, first book I want to talk to you about is Julie Chan is Dead by Lian Zhang. And I might read this next because this sounds like it's right up my alley. And forgive me on pronunciations, please. Julie Chan has nothing. Her twin sister has everything. Except a pulse. Julie Chan, a supermarket cashier with little to lose, finds herself thrust into the glamorous yet perilous world of her late twin sister, Chloe Van Hoosen, a popular influencer. I'm loving this already. Separated at a young age, the identical twins were polar opposites and rarely spoke, except for one viral video that Chloe initiated. When Julie discovers Chloe's lifeless body under mysterious circumstances, she seizes the chance to live the life she's always envied. Transforming into Chloe is easier than expected. There's a theme here I did not really realize until I just started reading, even though I had read the summaries of these books in the first two anyway. Transforming into Chloe is easier than expected. Julie effortlessly adopts her sister's luxurious lifestyle, complete with designer clothes, a meticulous skincare routine, and millions of adoring followers. However, Julie soon realizes that Chloe's seemingly picture-perfect life was anything but. Haunted by Chloe's untimely death and struggling to fit into her new privileged circle, Julie faces mounting challenges during a week-long island retreat with her twins' exclusive group of friends. I'm reading this next. As events spiral out of control, Julie uncovers the sinister forces that may have led to her sister's demise and realizes she might be the next target. I'm so glad my current book is like really short, like 200 some odd pages, because this is next. Anyway. Okay, talk about a theme. So not all of these are on the same theme, but these first two are on a theme. I didn't realize that. And the second two also are on a theme. But speaking of dead sisters, Bat Eater and Other Names for Cora Zhang by Kylie Lee Baker is the next book I want to talk about. I heard about this one from Mother Horror. I love this cover. This is, I believe, set during the pandemic, or at least, I don't know if they recognize that it's the pandemic, but the date's in here, August 2020, so I'll let you know. A wildly original, darkly humorous, and subversive horror novel for fans of The Only Good Indians and The Eyes Are the Best Part. Haven't read The Eyes Are the Best Part yet. Cora Zhang is a crime scene cleaner, washing away the remains of brutal mothers and suicides in Chinatown. But none of that seems so terrible when she's already witnessed the most horrific thing possible. Her sister Delilah being pushed in front of a train. So, dead sister, dead sister. Before fleeing the scene, the murderer shouted 2 words, "Bat eater." So the bloody messes don't really bother Cora. She's more bothered by the germs on the subway railing, the bare hands of a stranger, the hidden viruses in every corner, and the bite marks on her coffee table. Of course, ever since Delilah was killed in front of her, Cora can't be sure what's real and what's in her head. She pushes away all her feelings and ignores the advice of her aunt to prepare for the Hungry Ghost Festival when the gates of hell open. But she can't ignore the dread in her stomach as she keeps finding bat carcasses at the crime scenes. Or the scary fact that all her recent cleanups have been the bodies of East Asian women. As Cora will soon learn, you can't ignore hungry ghosts. That sounds really good too. I've got a good haul here. Okay, so today is May 6th that this will publish. I'm recording this on May the 3rd. On April 30th, 1975, the Vietnam War ended. So we just passed the 50-year mark. And the next book I had on my radar a while back. There is an HBO series, limited series on Max of this book, and it won the Pulitzer Prize. And when it first, right before the series came out, I almost bought it, but I was like, I have too many books already. And then Netflix on April 30th aired a show called Turning Point, the Vietnam War. And prior to that, I'd seen one also on Apple TV, a Vietnam War documentary. And on the Netflix version, one of the speakers was, please forgive me if I butcher his name, Viet Thanh Nguyen. And he is the author of The Sympathizer, which is the book that I've been wanting to get for a while, but I said no, I have too many books. Again, this won Pulitzer Prize in Fiction and 7 other awards. It's on the 100 Notable Books for 2015. It is a sweeping epic of love and betrayal. The narrator, a communist double agent, is a man of 2 minds, a half-French, half-Vietnamese army captain who comes to America after the fall of Saigon, and while building a new life with other Vietnamese refugees in Los Angeles, is secretly reporting back to his communist superiors in Vietnam. It's a blistering exploration of identity and America, a gripping spy novel, and a powerful story of love and friendship. So, I will not read this next, but I do plan to read it, period. Since we're talking about Vietnam, let's talk about My Documents by Kevin Nguyen. I had not heard of this until this morning when I was on Goodreads, up way too early, and looking at books about or by Asian and Pacific Islanders. But this one caught my eye, and I had to pick it up today. The paths of 4 family members diverge drastically when the U.S. government begins detaining Vietnamese Americans. In this sharp and touching novel about coming of age at the intersection of ambition and assimilation. And this sounds really kind of relative? No. Relevant. Have I lost my mind? Ursula, Alvin, Jen, and Duncan grew up as cousins in the sprawling Nguyen family. As young adults, they're on the precipice of new ventures. Ursula as a budding journalist in Manhattan. Alvin as an engineering intern for Google. Jen as a naive freshman at NYU. And Duncan as a promising newcomer on his high school football team. Their lives are upended when a series of violent, senseless attacks across America creates a national panic, prompting a government policy that pushes Vietnamese Americans into internment camps. Jen and Duncan are sent with their mother to Camp Tacoma, while Ursula and Alvin receive exemptions. Cut off entirely from the outside world, forced to work jobs they hate, Jen and Duncan try to withstand long, dusty days in camp and acclimate to life without the internet. That is, until Jen discovers a way to get messages to the outside. Her first instinct is to reach out to Ursula, who sees this connection as a chance to tell the world about the horrors of camp, and as an opportunity to bolster her own reporting career in the process. Informed by real-life events, from Japanese incarceration to the Vietnam War and modern-day immigrant detention, Kevin Nguyen's novel gives us a version of reality only a few degrees away from our own. This one, I love the way it starts, and I cannot pronounce any of the Vietnamese names in here. This is going up behind Julie Chan is dead, but before Bat Eater. Okay, so many days of the year, a lot of days of the year, I wake up on Saturdays and Sundays, and my favorite thing is to drink coffee in bed and watch YouTube videos. But there's a danger in that, and that I buy a lot of books that I don't really need at that time. But there are other days, usually couple month period, where I get up and I watch Top Chef. It airs on Thursday, but I have it set to record, and I'll watch it Saturday mornings while I'm drinking my coffee. It is one of my favorite pleasures. If it aired all year long, I would watch it all year long, but that's not the way it works. So, anywho, the last book is about Top Chef-ish, and that is a memoir that I purchased last week, maybe week before, accidentally on purpose, by Kristen Kish. She replaced Padma Lakshmi as the host of Top Chef, and I think she's doing a fabulous job. I love it. And this morning, I'm recording this on a Saturday, so I won't give any spoilers in case you do watch it and haven't watched it yet. But this morning, something happened outside of the show, but it affected a contestant. And so at judging, when it comes out what had happened, see, I'm starting to tear up right now. The contestant's crying. The other contestants are crying. Kristen Kish is crying. Tom Colicchio, he's not shedding any tears, but he's teared up, you could tell. It was just really beautiful. So, anywho, let's talk about Kristen Kish. Kristen Kish could never have imagined people on the street knowing her name. Not when she was a carefree softball tossing kid, not in high school working at a pretzel stand, and not even when she finally found her true calling as a chef. In those early days, becoming a chef meant tethering oneself to a restaurant and working in the back of a kitchen, not on a television set. But working in the spotlight happened naturally, even if the attention was totally unanticipated. And like most things in Kristen's life, the road was so much more winding and complicated than it may have appeared from the outside. Isn't it always, girl? From growing up as an adoptee in the Midwest to trying to fit in with all the other girls who were busy dating boys, to coming out and finding love when she least expected it, Kristen learned that, unlike a map, no set of plans or definitions can dictate or explain a life. In fact, accidents happen. Curveballs will come, and even the full circle moments, like going from winning Top Chef to becoming its Emmy-nominated host years later, could not have guaranteed these opportunities. In Accidentally on Purpose, what defines Kristen's story aren't the missteps or even the pleasant surprises that crop up, but how she learned to find her voice and use it. Because while accidents may be unexpected, they don't have to be at odds with purpose. And as Kristen approaches life's milestones, big and small, with intention, she realizes that those junctures, the ones beyond the borders of the map, behind the scenes and off camera, are where the decisions and discoveries are made, where the unexpected meets the intentional, And that's where things really get interesting. Sorry, interested. So I really look forward to reading this. No pictures in this book. I love a book with pictures, but I'll let it slide. Anywho, maybe this will give me something to read once Top Chef is over, because it is getting close. So, anywho, that is my theme for this month. In Black History Month and Women's History Month, I did something every week on that month. That was a lot. I had to be on all the time trying to look and search for books that I hadn't already featured. So I don't think I will do that again this month. Plus, I do have another theme for next Tuesday. But we'll see. I just don't know how else I can recognize it. But I'm going to try to. And I definitely am going to try to read some Asian and Pacific Islander books this month, which I didn't do as much for Black History Month or Women's History Month. Anywho, if you've made it with me this far, thank you as always for sticking with me on my journey, and happy reading.